You got enough soda for another podcast? Because we're Mike and Cam. Brought to you by 2-5 Cast.
At 2-5cast.25cast.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
I'm your host, Mike. I'm here with Camden.
Hey.
We are 2-5, and we are here to say we're gay.
We're gay.
Except, what?
I don't know. My voice just faltered. Is that what the word is? Faltered?
Sure.
Sure.
But you did that, like, gay-coded.
Yep.
Hey.
That's the idea.
Okay.
That was the idea.
Because you're not gay.
I'm not gay.
Are you here to stay, at least?
For now.
For now.
I haven't decided to when to pull the trigger.
Oh. I just met my house.
One of my favorite things you've ever said is, pull the trigger, piglet.
Pull the trigger, piglet.
Because I love the voice you do it in.
It's my Winnie the Pooh impression.
One of my favorite things about you, 100%, is the way you can, like, the amount of control you have over your voice. As in, you do so many weird voices, and, like, they sometimes just make the jokes you deliver. And there's, like, if you're just like, pull the trigger, piglet, it's not as funny. But first, like, the way you say it and your
Pull the trigger, piglet.
Yes, it makes it.
Oh, it's Christopher Robbins.
Or, like, your fucking Wolverine voice. I fucking
Teenage
love
Wolverine.
It. Yes, I love it. It's one of my favorite.
You listen to your bub.
They're so, like, your fucking voice, like, oh, God. You really should look into voice acting because it's fucking great.
See, the problem always is I had to read a script and I don't know how to read it. I can barely know how to speak it. See, that was not a real sentence.
I can barely know how to speak.
I can barely know how to speak. I would probably end up putting that on my fucking like my reel. Like, hey,
Like
hire
a blooper
me.
reel?
No, not the whatever is it called?
Oh, yeah, your audition tapes.
My audition.
There you go.
That's another voice. It's a guy who I've been just playing a character this whole time. It's a guy who's an idiot and doesn't know how to pronounce words correctly. This is really me. This is my real voice. No, it's not.
Can you spell at least?
Nope.
It's not even real you.
I can't write a script. I can't read a script.
Here's the thing, though, is like, if people want you for your voice, they'll fucking excuse the mistakes.
They never want me for my body. All right,
I don't like that
Simpson.
shit at all. I've never watched Simpsons.
That's like
I don't know. She just does a thing, I guess.
you've seen enough of Marge on the
On the
Tumblr
internet.
loves Marge the most.
Yeah,
I'll
see.
crump with you, honey.
She shows up often on my dash. I'm like, okay, this is some reference to Simpsons that I just don't get. Whatever, though.
No, it's not a reference to Simpsons. It's just her.
No, there's like, she'll show up on my dash, but whatever meme she's in, it's a reference to Simpsons or something, but I just don't get it.
I challenge that because it's often not about the Simpsons episode. It's just what Marge is saying at the time. Like the one where she's holding up a potato and she's like, I don't know, I just think it's just kind of cute. It's not about the Simpsons, it's just about the thing.
Oh, it's just Marge, so
Yeah.
personality.
Or the
haven't
Lighten
seen
Up
that.
Kids. Or
See, but there's the thing is, what I see, it's been altered in some fashion that I don't know the original. I'm like, okay, this is this is something I don't know.
it's not okay. So we're gonna break it down for as far as
Learn me something.
Yeah, so it's it's related to the item, not related to the response, not to the reaction. It's the like Lighten Up Kids. It's the yeah, but you shouldn't say it out loud, or it's true, but you shouldn't say it out loud. It's just like if someone were to type that out, but it's a reaction image. It's not related to The Simpsons at all. It's just a known common reaction image.
Sure.
The only one that's like really a meme of itself is the I'll crump with you, honey, which is the one where she's like fucking doing that weird pose where she's like leaning into it.
Yeah. I've never watched Simpsons, so I don't know the episode.
And that's
But, they just have the picture. I've never seen a video of it either or anything.
Yeah. And that one in particular is, I think, like a goof on animation, how there's frames of animation that break the character. I'm sure you've seen some before. There's like a famous one of Aladdin where it's non-human at that point of how far it was stretched, but it adds to the fluidity of animation that it's like a thing that you can break. Like it's also in 3D animation where you can break the character model for a frame because it adds to the fluidity of motion.
Oh, yeah, and then people don't like. You're never gonna see it when you're watching it, but if
Right.
you literally go fucking frame by frame,
Yes.
and you can
There's
see
one in
the
McCree when he's doing his roll where his face is like super stretched out, but it's at such a high speed that frame's necessary to depict the full motion of what he's doing.
I would love to be the person that's like,
Time to make fucked up McCree.
it's just like, oh well, I guess we gotta do this.
Yep.
I would
Yeah.
make it, and I would just pause for a moment and be like, fucking beautiful.
You would like to? I'd like to think that they're just trying to sneak in bullshit in, like
I
that.
mean, it's like Blizzard, especially. I'd like to think that.
I think there's like a Rescue Rats thing where they
I don't know what Rescue Rats
slipped
is.
in. Oh, Rescue Rangers.
Oh, is that they're like, oh look, here's the naked woman in the window.
Yes, that's
Oh,
exactly
is that
what I was
really
gonna...
a thing?
Yes.
It's not photoshopped.
It has been since removed from any like Disney
New
thing. Yeah, I don't know,
releases.
but I believe it to be real.
Do you also believe that fucking the wind spells sex in Lion King?
No,
Yeah, I think that's very easily it could be like
And
manipulated.
I think that the
That's where my love for conspiracy theories started.
I think the Ariel penis shape thing is just like, happened to be phallic looking. Guess what? Towers are kind of phallic looking.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, guess what? We'll put a dick here.
Yeah, we're gonna put the dick in the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I was say that's the start of my
Her
conspiracy
whole fish
theories.
pussy.
I remember. I don't like that. I remember.
Her
Wait,
pussy, fishy.
fish pussy. Do fish? Do fish?
Yes, they do have pussies. What are you gonna ask?
Okay.
No, wait. A lot of times they lay eggs and the males just
wasn't
fertilize
there this
them. They just
issue
nut all
in
over the
Family
eggs.
Guy or fucking Futurama? And he's like, what the fuck? And she's like, what is that?
Yeah, that's the episode where Zoidberg is like super horny, and Amy keeps taking off his rubber bands off his pincers, and Fry goes to the fucking.
Mermaid Land.
It's Zoidberg's planet to mate, and basically they like die during it to fertilize the eggs, the young. And
I
Zoidberg.
don't think that's the same episode, but okay. No, it's the episode where they come across the fucking mermaid people, and Fry was like, "Oh,
Oh,
I'm one of them
yeah.
now," and then he goes to fuck his girl, and she's like, "What is that?" And he goes,
Oh,
"It's my
that,
dick."
yeah.
And she goes, "I don't know what you're supposed to do with that," and he goes, "I made a mistake."
No, wait,
It's not the same episode.
but like that doesn't make like I wonder what the dialogue of that episode is, because the reason why they're mermaids is because the Coca-Cola factory turned them into they
No, it's because they
hyperaccelerate their-
drown, and they're like, "Oh, some of us just adapted."
No, it was the Coca-Cola factory increased their evolution and allowed them to adapt.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Because it was like it also sunk.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's like, "Oh, it's really warm." And then
Oh, it's because Fry keeps peeing in it?
Yeah. She goes, "Oh, it's suddenly really cold." It's like the fucking like lava pit. He's just like, "Oh, oops." It reminds me of like fucking Moana. And he goes, "Yeah, put your hand in the water, and then you know you're going the right direction when it gets warm." He's actually peeing in the water. You didn't know that. Have you ever seen Moana?
No, I haven't.
It's I think I don't.
I really
don't
want
know if
to.
It's actually a really cute movie.
Yeah. Too bad. So, actually, since we're on the subject of animation, someone brought up the point of like the original designs for the Frozen characters, Anna and what the fuck ever her name is, Elsa. And they were like way more interesting looking.
I don't. Okay.
They were like objectively they were. They're very plain looking and
They're very white.
yes.
And
I mean, also
To-
they're
to-
in like a fucking northern Scandinavian
Yeah,
town, so
it is fair.
Sure, but the thing that they're pointing out is that their character design and the concept was way more interesting than what it turned
with
out
the
to be.
execution.
Yeah, and they brought up what the Book of Life.
Oh, I think that's like the very Hispanic
Yes.
influenced.
And
The Book of Life. I think I've seen it, but I can't remember.
and they showed comparisons of their concept art and the final product, and it was similar and
I think the
and
people
and
who
a step
wrote that
up.
movie was like a husband and wife duo, and they
Mhm.
voiced some characters. I think I'm correct on that one.
And then they brought up the fact that they had different budgets. Like, it is
Yes.
skewed obviously higher towards Frozen.
That's Disney.
But what? Sorry, I'm a little burpy right now. But what I feel like they're failing to know or to notice or to not comprehend. What am I trying to think of? What they're not keeping in mind is the fact that one, most of that money went to marketing.
For Frozen?
Yes,
Oh my
part of the
fucking
budget.
God, yes.
Part of the budget absolutely goes to marketing.
Huge majority of that
Huge
budget.
of it. I was watching Red Letter Media, and you can roughly estimate that the total budget of a film, half of it normally went to advertising.
Oh yeah.
So,
Especially for Disney.
yes, absolutely. You almost could guarantee that skewed a little higher. Second, it's no, I don't want to say it's no one's fault that it became this way, because obviously something caused this to happen, but I can almost guarantee you it was the result of focus testing. And not
Sure.
to put focus testing underneath it, throw it underneath the bus, because it is important to figure out what resonates with people, but you need to hit the common denominator on a lot of things. You need to hit with broader strokes than, like, you can't have 10% of your audience going in and saying like, oh, I really like how they look, versus the others where it's just like, I don't know, I wish they were more princessy, and like princessy to them is single color gown and like big eyes because of 2D animation. Like, they had to fit an image that was more marketable, not better, more marketable.
I mean, that's
And holy shit, look at it now.
I mean, companies and corporations do that. Like, anybody that sells any kind of clothing in any sense, there's always like a test group, or there's always some testing done to say like, hey, is this gonna work? And then if there's like a good, like, the company we work for does that.
Right.
I mean, because we work for a corporation, they do that. They do some kind of testing. It's like, hey,
They have test stores.
Here's some testing items, and if they do really, really well, then fucking awesome. If they don't,
Well, we didn't spend that money times 20 or whatever.
Yep. Like, and
If only 5% of the stores get to test this, that means that they save 95% of the budget of,
and
or
then
the
of
cost
course,
of it,
there's like
or production or whatever
know,
the math breakdown of it is.
there's always stuff like when I go into stores, I'm like, why the fuck do they sell this? I'm like, you know what? It must have done really well. And even though that I think this
It may not
product
be
is
doing well here,
shit,
but maybe doing well somewhere else.
or I'm like, I just think it's stupid. It's just my own personal opinion. I have to think about, like, I'm such a blip in like the large market of consumers, because this
You say it looks stupid, but you'll have 8 people that day buying it.
Yep. And I'm like, damn.
Oh, it's the best thing. So funny.
Like, yep, this is
Got to get this.
So, I will agree. Like, I haven't seen any kind of concept art for Frozen, so I can't like confirm anything. But I think it was my roommate who was telling me that they're gonna do a live action version of Aladdin, and they're casting a white guy as Aladdin, I think, and that really bothers me.
Not a
because
fan.
Representation is so important.
I mean, not even that, but I just don't need to see a white guy fucking doing Aladdin shit, because it just breaks the movie for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's an Arabian dude. Make sure it's dark hair, very bushy, big nose. Like, not like stereotypically big nose, but don't fucking ignore that Aladdin had like features like that. Like, those are his main features: dark skin, dark hair, a lot of volume in his hair, and a big nose. I feel.
Yeah, make him like look fucking
Don't-
Middle Eastern.
Yeah, don't pick a dark-skinned person who looks white. You know what I mean? Who has white features. Like,
Yep.
find that
mean-
person, because they exist.
It's also hard because, this is actually something you could think about. So, like a few weeks ago or whatever, Mike and I we took trips and stuff. I went to Louisiana, not to see my boyfriend, but with my family, and we went on a food tour. I very clearly said tour, so you wouldn't fucking make fun of me. I looked you dead in the eyes and said tour. You can't fucking roast me.
And you saw the big smile grow on my
Yep,
face.
it's just like a fucking smug look.
I'm all Cheshire over
We
here.
went on a food tour.
Tour.
Tour, and the lady, there was just me, my mom, and my sister, and then there was a lady and her daughter, so we were a small group. whatever that like skin condition is that turns skin white. You know what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
Michael
Yeah.
Jackson had it.
Sure.
Fucking fight me, anyone who says otherwise. But he was black and he had that skin condition that turned his skin white.
Mm-hmm.
This mom and daughter, they were black, but the mom was white skinned,
Mm-hmm.
and she, because she has this like skin condition. I forgot what I was saying, but oh yeah, it's related back to the whole like don't cast like a dark colored person. It's like, okay, so what if somebody like her auditioned for a role that's they are writing for a black person? I mean, she is a black person. I mean,
I would.
would people consider her white? This is when
It depends on the. Man, it depends on the medium that it's coming from.
it's hard because then you get into the whole like people
I would
of different
say.
races and different ethnicities have different features.
I would say right now, no, because we want people of dark skin, people of color.
Like, oh, black is beautiful.
We want
Yes, black
that
is beautiful.
visible, and obviously,
But because
people
even
who
though she
have
is
that
black
condition,
and her skin is white, people don't want that.
obviously people with that condition need to be recognized as a very real thing. I feel like in the time and place that we're in, the language we need to have is pro black or pro people of color. And like, yes, obviously she is, but like that's not what we need to have right now. I don't know.
It was really sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna change subjects.
Okay. Nope. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. It was really interesting to me because, okay, whatever. It was interesting because her daughter she had dark skin,
Mm-hmm.
and like the way she interacted with like my sister and us, and then her mom and like the people around her. She was like probably 6. She was a really really young girl. It was interesting because in this case, she literally saw no color.
Mm-hmm.
Like she didn't associate like skin color with any like one particular thing,
Mm-hmm.
just because there's also black culture, and her mom, being a black person, would have raised her with more black culture, than like white culture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is culture.
Yeah,
Fight
it's
me.
like Big Bang.
Yep. And that's
It's stealing
it's
jokes
not-
from Black Twitter and
Not a-
being like, haha, right guys?
Right. Am I right? But fucking, so it was just interesting, like observing this whole dynamic she had, because she was like, no one has any skin color almost. Like we're all fucking invisible. But I don't know. It was just it was weird. Race is weird. Fucking why is even a thing? I don't know. We're all the same.
Anyway, what I was gonna say
Yeah, go ahead.
was going back to the movie topic. I may have said something about this already, but the reason why trailers are the way they are today is because of focus testing, and not because of the focus testing's fault. The people who would make trailers were being blamed for bad movies. They're like, the movie didn't do well because the trailer didn't do well, so they needed a metric in order to.
I don't know about that.
Well, they needed a metric to prove that no, the general audience do like the trailers that we're putting out, and like some of the things that they question them on is like, were you entertained? Yes. Do you understand what was happening in the trailer? Are you going to see this movie based off the trailer? And it's so like that explains why you have very samey trailers with like that. That was like popularized by the first I ever saw it was the Inception, like the blah, like the heavy bass, and it's like
Oh yeah.
it's very like
Shutter Island
moody.
was another one of those.
Yeah, right. Also, there's a lot of like you can expect in a trailer to see everything that's going to happen. You can almost guess the movie based off of a trailer.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, like there's outliers, but a lot of time you can pretty much say, hey, this, beat based off this trailer, these are the beats it's going to follow. This is going to be the end of the movie, roughly. Maybe there's a couple twists and turns, but based off this trailer, you can probably figure it beat for beat. and that's because like they needed a metric, and part of the metric to grade it on was can you follow the movie, or did you understand what was happening in the movie based off the trailer. So
Yeah. Sorry, going back to your thing on animation, you were talking about animation breaking. I don't know why I thought about this, but I just remember, like,
it was your brain, that's why.
you're right. Thank you, brain. Was the evolution of animation and like where it started from, and like you had to draw, like hand draw, like every little itty bitty frame.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can just like very easily like manipulate something, and it could take significantly less time. But specifically what I'm thinking about is the animation for Sleeping Beauty, because like her animation specifically was really really big for Disney because they used a different style.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the first time they used a live model for any animation.
I don't think
You can fight me. I don't know.
because I
don't
think
know.
Snow White was one of them that they had a. No, was it? Maybe it was Alice in Wonderland. I know one of them they had a live model. I don't. But maybe Alice in Wonderland came after Beauty and the Beast. Fuck it. Pause break. We're just gonna ignore the vacuum. Oh. Oh. All right. Talk, you fucker.
We back, y'all. So our discussion was about was it live action drawing or animation? Or
Live model drawing.
There you go. Thank you. So I was talking about
Where they use real life models to as a base for their drawings, so
Yeah.
they can get the like.
an animation.
Uh-huh.
So what I was saying is I thought Sleeping Beauty was the first one that they had done, but Mike was saying he thought it was Alice in Wonderland. But
I don't know if it's the first. I just know that.
I feel really confident about the Sleeping Beauty answer just because it was just a huge thing for Disney because it was easy to just draw the characters out. But that's why Aurora because of the way Aurora moves in the movie is because of the live action drawing or whatever. And like once they took that idea, I think I read an article about this. I'm so confident in this answer. Is a reason they did the movie the way they did, and there's such a long scene of her singing and dancing and twirling, is because they finally figured out how to animate something like that and make it look natural.
Yeah.
Because they had a lady actually moving around and dancing, and her hair was very flowing and her dress was very flowing, and they couldn't figure that out before. So because of that live action modeling, they were able to incorporate that into their animation. But Mike thought I was talking about Beauty and the Beast.
Oops.
Which is not what I was talking about. But he was still right. And I thought Alice in Wonderland came out after Sleeping Beauty, but it did not. It came out 8 years before Sleeping Beauty. But like I said, the way...
That's crazy. Is that really true?
Yes. Sleeping Beauty came out in 1959, and Alice in Wonderland came out in 1951.
Okay.
Makes me feel like a little
young.
bit. Yep, I'm nothing. I'm absolutely nothing.
I'm young in the world.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at the other Disney movies, so like I said, Peter Pan, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, and then look at Alice in Wonderland, all those before Sleeping Beauty, the animation style is different.
Mm-hmm.
They look like cartoons. Aurora looks more like a person. Like, she looks more like an
She has a more
she looks more
human-like
human.
anatomy.
Yes.
Anatomy.
So of course then we have fucking Frozen. They look like cartoons.
Or they have like this infantilism where they look young.
Yeah.
With the big eyes and the...
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I think they also did the live action drawing for Princess and the Frog. But I've actually never seen that movie.
I love that movie, dude.
I heard it's so good. But
It is
never
very good.
I've never seen it. And I want to because with the first Black Disney princess, and I fucking have never seen it, Awesome.
You fucker.
I know.
Just
Did
kidding.
you know there's a lot of Disney princesses that don't have movies? They're like on Disney Channel.
Like what?
Princess Sophia.
Oh, okay. Besides her?
There's another princess, and she's actually, I think, Hispanic, but I don't know her name.
All right, that's 2. Where's the bunch coming from? Just kidding.
Sounds shut. There's more. Barbie.
I'm actually genuinely surprised with how popular Princess Sophia is.
Me too.
It's probably because it wouldn't do a very good movie situation because
I don't know the premise of Princess Sophia.
It's like a kid friendly version. It's like a Disney television show for kids.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And obviously short 30 or 21 minute episodes does better than like hour and a half long movie, because how the fuck are you going to get a kid to sit down and watch that?
Yeah, also because there's no like singing and dancing.
Right.
You know,
You're going to be sitting in a fucking chair.
like, okay. And like children do not have that attention span.
Yeah, like I feel like they would do better of producing like, hey, instead of having this movie, we're just gonna give you the budget for another fucking season. It will make us more money off of DVD sales, and Netflix paying us
I worked
money.
at a Halloween store. The amount of times people came in like, she's gonna be Princess Sophia for Halloween. I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking right
It's
over
not
there.
because and they don't need a movie for that.
Nope.
It's doing just fine.
There's also Disney's doing this thing called like The Descendants or something.
Oh, that's already been a thing.
Oh, I don't know anything. Yeah. I guess it's like what from my understanding, it's like the children of the Disney villains.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
I'm not. Am I right?
Yes. Me and Jackie watched it on its premiere and made the fucking fun of it. Like, made so much fun of it.
Is it really bad?
It is super bad.
It's
Basically,
so fucking popular.
the kids' names are derivative of the parents.
Sure.
So, like, what's the fucking Maleficent? Her daughter's name is Mal. M-A-L. Hey, Mal. Yeah.
Hey, Mal.
It's like fucking.
What are you, Maleficent Junior?
Pretty much. Like, how.
That's stupid.
How shitty do you got to be to like name your kid after yourself? Coming from a guy whose father has the same name as mine.
You're right. Also,
how shitty you gotta be?
there's somebody else that's very close to me that their child is named after them.
Oh, oops.
Whoops.
Sorry, no offense. I know you're talking about.
Offense. Sorry, y'all. I just made a terrible joke. Keep going.
The fucking so there's Maleficent.
I think there's somebody named Evie.
Yeah, she's the daughter of. Man, I wish I could remember. We'll be right back. Man, we're going to use that fucking intermission music like crazy this episode.
Yeah, it's paying its dues.
So it's Mal, Evie, Carlos, and Jay, and their parents are Maleficent, Evil Queen, Cruella de Vil,
serious?
and Jafar. Jay is named, his father is Jafar. Yes. And they're like, they really give her a canon name, so Evie, Evil Queen, Evie.
Oh my God.
It is like they had one meeting to get this all figured out, and they were already fucking like a hangover from crack and drugs and alcohol.
Like, we need this on the desk by fucking 2:00.
Yeah.
You know what would be really time saver? Just derivative of their parents. There we go.
Yeah, no, it's...
Then you know who their parents are.
It's like, give me a fucking name! And it's like,
What's the name? What's the name?
I don't know! Maleficent, what's she name her fucking kid? I don't know. Mao. Okay, all right, we can work with this.
You're on to something,
Yeah.
Jerry. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of that. Like, that's kind of weird. I don't know.
It's very cash grabby feely. Like, ooh, I don't like it at all. And it got super popular, dude.
Yeah,
like,
again, went to the Halloween store. People fucking loved the fucking
do you have
stuff.
Evie's jacket?
No, I mean, I don't know.
Yes, but do you have a gun? I'll trade you.
Oh my Lanta. And like, I don't know. It's like they're over there. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like,
It's fucking wild that there's a second one coming out. but also makes perfect fucking sense since there's a second one coming out.
Yeah, well, does so well. That's like another speaking of like another Disney kind of thing is my roommate made me watch
Oh, it came out
Okay. Whoops.
July 21st
Of this year?
of this year,
Well,
just in time for Halloween.
you're right, just in time for Halloween.
Yeah, 2 months, get them factories going, making them little dressies,
for
and
them
then
children that can't wear it. Too bad I don't work in a Halloween store anymore. But so now, that's another place we don't work at a Halloween store
coming to a Spirit Halloween near you.
or a Halloween party town.
Carnival City.
I don't know other Halloween stores.
Coming to a Walmart near you.
That's fucking very true. Walmart. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I Once Upon a Time was one of those shows that people are like, "Oh, you to watch it so good." And I was just like, "I'll watch it on my own fucking time." You know, you all know how I am. So my roommate made me watch the first episodes of Once Upon a Time.
It's good.
I didn't like any of it.
Oh, really?
I was like, I don't.
It's like
I'm not interested.
It's like schlocky. It's kind of like
Schlocky.
I mean,
It's a
yeah.
$5 word. I like the first episode. I was like, this is okay.
That's what fucking what's his name Guy Fieri would say. Oh, it's kind of chewy, schlocky, yummy, gummy, fruity.
Fruity. Oh god. No, like I said, I was like,
He'll say anything that ends with a Y.
this is. He'll make up.
It's a fatty, cheesy, chunky, pancakey.
Pancakey pancake. I was hoping it'd be pancakey.
Yeah.
Except for those Doritos pancakes.
Oh. We don't know what they are yet.
Call back to our last week's podcast, which is actually just a couple hours ago because we have to double film again.
If this was a comic
film.
book, if this was a comic book, it would just say, "Find out what Wolverine's talking about here in issue of Wolverine 47." And then you wouldn't click on it. You'd go back to the comic store and be like, "Oh, I gotta get issue 47 Wolverine." They're like, "We're all out." And you just leave.
Talk about our podcast.
No, I'm talking about comics.
You're right. I've only ever been to a comic book store, like a designated comic book store, once. It was weird.
There's one near my house.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you're right. There is one near your house. Never been in.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I don't
know.
They used to be way more into comics. Now they're branching away, and they have a lot of figures, and they have a lot of like board games, and D&D is
cool,
big.
though.
Like they have and card game, D&D, comic models, like figurines is their pillars.
So I was saying, like a designated comic book shop, because I've been into stores that are like, oh, we have comic books. We also have like a bunch of like fun stuff.
Their
like,
comics are still like a third of their store.
Uh,
You don't get really that much bigger, or you don't get. You really have to diversify with comics.
You're right. I mean, like I said, the store that I went into, it wasn't even in the state we live in. My mom, my sister, and I, we were traveling, and we were trying to go somewhere, and due to weather conditions, that did not happen. So we ended up just stopping somewhere, and they were like, "Hey, look, comic book store," and we went in. Comics everywhere.
Yeah,
they had some other stuff,
I will
but
say
it was
this.
like a small portion.
It's not a rule that they have to diversify, but I've just seen more. I know people who have a comic book store, and I think they still have like most of their merchandise is comic books. Like they have other stuff, but it's
But I'm talking about like 1/16 of the store is something else. The rest of it is comics.
Mm-hmm.
They were all along the walls. They were everywhere, and they were all very organized.
Mm-hmm.
And it blew my mind just like looking at all this. And I don't know if that's like the point of a comic book store, but like I said, I've been to other those like nerd shops, air quote, they do have comic books, but they also are dedicated to other things. You know, there's one close to where I grew up. It's not specifically a comic book store, but it has, you know, a bunch of tables you can play D&D or any kind of tabletop game, any kind of board game. It has a section you can play console games, PC games.
I hate
Sells manga,
that
shit.
Jay's name in the sentence. Real name is Boo Boo Stewart's.
Are you fucking serious?
Sorry, I looked over that. I had it pulled open because I had to like fucking clarify what the names are.
Boo Boo Stewart's. Look at that
Boo-boo.
fucking hair. Woo! Look at that.
He was a shapeshifter in the Twilight Saga. Oh, that's his nickname. Okay, just kidding.
What's his real name?
Nihilus? Alan Boo Boo Stewart Jr.
Boo Boo Stewart.
Hey, man, I understand how it is to live with a parent that... I guess I didn't live with him anymore. He died. With a parent that named you after him.
Whatever. I mean, so
Oh,
whenever
he's junior. I'm giving him...
You're not a junior.
But has the same name. Don't you have to have the same name to be a junior? Or
Yeah.
yeah.
So his dad's name's Boo Boo. Boo Boo Senior and Boo Boo Junior.
Oh no, it's the Boo Boo family.
You and your
Why
dad.
is that an oh no? It's a oh yeah.
You
Oh yeah,
and your
it's the
dad
Boo
don't
Boos.
have like the exact same name, do you?
No, middle names are different.
Oh.
Thank fuck.
What's your dad's middle name? I
Uh,
guess nothing now because he's
none
dead.
your business. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
You want to go
sorry.
check out his tombstone? I'm sure it says it there.
Shut up. No, I don't. I feel bad now. I'm sorry I asked.
Oh, now you feel bad? Don't worry, dude. He's back alive. It changed everything since you felt bad. I'm just kidding.
Okay, yeah.
The
'cause
the moral of the story is it doesn't matter if you feel bad because it doesn't change anything. You might as well feel good about it because I'm making jokes.
I know. You and your fucking sister, we all make jokes. I feel so uncomfortable because I'm like, I don't know if I'm allowed to laugh, even though I very clearly have been approved to laugh. I'm like, I'm laughing at a dead person. I don't want to do that.
What's the fucking... Who was it? Pitbull that said this? You know I'm going to speak some words of inspiration if I'm quoting Pitbull.
Okay, I don't know.
Maybe it was Macklemore. It's a song where they're like, you die 2 times. The first time and then the second time is when your name is spoken for the last time.
I don't know. I have no idea who said
Okay.
that. Maybe it sounds like some shit people would say.
So
That's like in an interview.
do yourself a favor,
Flavor.
and if you have someone that you care about that has passed away, remember them any way you can. On their birthday, during a holiday you cheered special.
Even if you're making fun of them?
Fuck yeah, dude. Make fun of me all you want.
You're not dead, though.
On the
Yeah.
inside.
Aww. And you said on the inside, and I said, not yet.
Yeah. Were you going to
Also-
kill me? Not yet.
Not yet. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for you to go.
I need you to sign over the rights to 2.5.
That's exactly it. Who the fuck's going to upload the podcast? Who's going to run the channel? I sure don't fucking remember to do it.
Hey man, make sure you upload the podcast on Monday. I'm gonna be out. Like I have no idea what my schedule's gonna be like. Fucking 4 days later. Oh, did it not get uploaded or not uploaded, but turned public? Sorry guys, I don't mean to fucking shame Cam in front of you.
Also, let me defend myself a little bit.
Okay. No one's attacking you.
When I had parted ways,
I'm attacking a little.
it was still like rendering and shit, and I did not know. Wait, no, which video was that? Yeah, they were like rendering, and I'm like, I guess I don't know. And I also thought you had asked Jackie to do it, so I was like, Jackie will be nice enough to go downstairs to his computer and upload the fucking podcast. Why I ever thought that, I have no idea. And I was busy, and I was like not paying any attention to
when we
anything
left
uploading.
here,
It was rendering.
it was not rendering because it would not be on the internet. It was uploading to YouTube. Sorry, this is weird. We're airing our laundry on a podcast, but
It's okay.
but just so you know, like it was
Whoops.
being uploaded when we left. And Monday was like what, 24, 48, 72, 96, roughly 130 hours ago. And sometimes my internet's a little shit, but not 130 hours worth of shit.
Like I said,
Did I do the math right on
there
that?
was a
Yes.
part of me that's like,
No, 120.
Jackie's gonna do this.
Jackie's going to crush this.
And I don't know why I ever thought that. What a mistake I made. And I was also busy and didn't think about it and was like, nope.
That's okay.
Just a ding dong.
Why are we recording these in bulk?
I'm going out of town. I'll be out of town next Sunday.
I know that. I'm inviting you to tell the guest that are our listeners.
Oh, I thought you were asking for yourself. I was like, I thought we talked about that.
Do you hear how he speaks to me? He hits me in the heart with his love.
Fucking, yeah, that's right. You better fucking tell people that's where I hit you.
I put soap in that bag and it don't leave a goddamn mark.
on your heart, because I love you so much. I'm going out of town. I'm going to Memphis. It'll be
Man, you were so fucking pissed that I was
no,
asking. Like,
no. I was
fucking told you.
that's why I was like, dude, why are you asking? Sorry,
Listen,
everybody.
you fucking bitch.
The day you're listening to this, I've actually already come back from my trip. I just will be out of town, so I can't record it. But I'm going to Memphis to see my boyfriend. Maybe. If that motherfucking Hurricane Irene can just scoot her ass away from this goddamn continent, I'll be fine. But if that's
Yeah. Jeez. How inconsiderate. Irene may fuck up your schedule.
I know. You know what? I was talking to somebody and I was like,
It's probably me.
I'm gonna say the most selfish thing I've ever said in my life.
I remember this.
Yep, it was you then. I was like, I understand that hurricane is killing people and devastating.
And ruining homes and lives and
Yep.
and things they've built over their lifetime. But I need this fucking weekend. I need to get my ass ate.
That is exactly how I feel. But you know what? Like, thoughts and prayers to all those affected by the hurricane.
Jesus will come and save us.
Why did he give 2 hurricanes back to back then?
Jose's coming too.
Yep, and there you go. 3 times 3. There you go. It's the Antichrist. I'm sure there's people who are saying that. Oh man, we have. Oh, speaking of like religion, sorry not to. I'm not shitting on anybody, but I did have a teacher blatantly ask us.
Fuck. No, just kidding.
That teacher blatantly asked us in class if we have ever heard or seen anybody speak in tongues, and there's. I don't know. Okay, listen. This class is called abnormal psychology, so I was not surprised this question came up. She goes, "Have any of y'all ever heard or spoken in tongues or anything?"
Has anyone here spoken in tongues? Oh,
And
it's called
so-
Parcel Tongue, Miss Jurassic Park.
And so several people
What
raise
was
their
it called
hand.
in Harry Potter? Is it Parcel Tongue?
It's parcel tongue.
Nice, crushed it.
Crushed it.
Never read a book in my life.
Ever?
That's nothing about what I
know.
just said is true.
Yeah, I know.
I never lived.
But several people raise their hand. She goes, "Oh, where?" And the one girl goes, "In my mom's church." It's like, of course you have. And again, not to be shitting on any religion. Go ahead, believe whatever you want to believe. It was just really funny, just saying like, "Oh, yep, in my mom's church," as in like I don't associate with the church. I'm just
It's not my
associated
church,
with the
it's my
lady who's
mom's
associated
church.
with the church. Yeah, I mean, she didn't say my church. She said my mom's church. I also watched that documentary of like Jesus Camp. That's one of my favorite documentaries because it happens in the good old state of Missouri, which is the state we live in, and it's honestly, in my opinion, one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life.
Is it? Don't tell me it's like a just scared straight kind of.
Nope, it's
Okay.
just a document. It's called Jesus Camp, but it's worth a watch. It's just.
Is it worth doing a commentary on?
I would fucking love to do a commentary
Oh,
on it. I
shit.
have so much stuff to say about it. It just highlights this big church. It's in like southern Missouri, of evangelist Christians, and whatever. If you're evangelist Christian, you're some reason listening to this podcast, go for it. But I have a lot of feelings about it, and like, again, not to shit on any religion, but I'm gonna shit on the
Here we
fucking
go.
Mormons.
Let's spread those cheeks.
Because I have
Dum 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 dum.
Yep, exactly. I have visited Utah, and I went to Salt Lake City. Utah, yep. And
I've been to Salt Lake City too.
and so
That's where I got shortly after. It's when I got into my accident. Go on.
whoops, we
These
were
fucking
we were
Mormons.
able to take a little walk around the Jesus Christ Church of Latter-day Saints, like their main church or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And so in their visitor center, they have this big display, and you push these buttons, and you just you're like, oh hey, go push it just tells a little bit of history or whatever.
Mhm.
And so one lady who belonged to the church came over to myself and my sister, and she was asking us what we knew
Oh,
about
no.
her religion, and we're like, not much or whatever.
We're
And
here to learn.
Yep, that's what my sister and I were like. We're gonna pretend like we're real fucking stupid, and we're genuinely interested. And so listen. We're nice people, and so we were like, no, we're just here to learn. We want to know. And so this lady went on this whole like 10-minute rant on why all of the Jews should be exterminated.
Oh.
And it was the most
Oh.
shook I have ever been, looking at somebody dead in the eye and telling me, you need to kill all of the Jews. And I was like,
At what point are you just like, wow, I didn't realize this was a church of awful people?
I just was like, I don't understand. I also had a shirt with some Japanese on it. And a girl comes over, she goes, I know what that says. And I was like,
What did it say?
it was the Star Wars movie poster, but in Japanese. It was like their Japanese movie poster.
Jeez, I wonder if the fucking context clues around that one could have helped out.
Yeah, I know. But she was also from Japan, and she was a part of the church.
It says Star Wars. What?
I didn't know.
You just do the fucking like
Thought you said
community,
Space
not community,
Cowboys.
Parks and Recs, Aziz Ansari's, or you just go, or you just like look at her.
Yes. But I was like, yeah, it's just a movie poster. She goes, that is so cool. She goes, but I will never watch Star Wars. She goes, because that is a sin. It's like, what the fuck? I don't want to be here anymore. And my sister and I, we walked out of the visitor
Jedi's
center
a religion.
and we sat on the bench and waited for my mom to be done. My mom also we wanted to go just so we could say we could go. There's a weird story about there you go, y'all. A weird story about how a lady told me to kill all the Jews. It was so weird. I was like, I don't know what to say. We were like, huh, okay. And we walked the fuck away.
That's not what I would say. Wow, I didn't realize you were so fucking deranged. Goodbye.
I mean, again, my sister and I, like, I don't know what to say.
Look, man, I know you're, what, how old were you? How old were you?
20 or 19.
Okay. See, me, I'm ready to fight, and I just would have been like, cool, if you say anything that to me ever again, I will take that as a threat, and I will defend myself.
Because it's like, she's saying
Not that I'm Jewish,
to kill Jews.
But
what if we were Jewish?
That's not a requirement to fucking stop people from trying to...
Like I said, what if we were Jewish and she was telling us, I think you should kill yourself?
I would have said something.
I didn't know what to say. I was like, I honestly have no idea what to say.
Just like that one kid that came in the store who's like, you got any anti-gay shirts? And I
Oh.
fucking was up on a ladder yelling at him to say, no, what did you say? Tell me what you said. No, it's okay. Just tell me. Just say
Fucking
it. Just say it.
repeat
Just say
in
it. I'm
front
like
of-
looking right the fuck at him. I was like ready to jump off that ladder and drop kick him and choke
Say
his
it in
balls.
front of two queer people.
Yeah, like I was like so ready to just snap a kid's neck with my hands, just choke him out. I was gonna hold his neck, and I was gonna look at his friends, and I got a second hand if you guys want to join in. Like,
Oh Lord,
I was so ready to
I forgot you
powerbomb
told me
him.
about that.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Anyway, let's wrap it up.
Oh yeah, that's like a fucking weird, wild podcast. Whatever. I feel like it was a little bit more organized than our last one.
I don't want to edit this one.
You know what? You got a week to do it, so.
Yep, I'm gonna wait a week to do it.
Yep. It's okay. Thanks for hanging in there with us,
Yeah.
everybody. Again,
Hopefully you liked it.
our weird bulk recording or whatever.
If you're that lady that said those awful things, go die.
Please do.
Consider that.
And if you want to hear more weird questions or stories that I have about fucking people telling me to kill Jews, you can always listen to more podcasts, or you can go to our
Brought
Patreon.
to you by me and Camden.
And sometimes other people that we have on here.
Sometimes.
But we also
It's
have
more rare lately.
Oh yeah,
I want to get on the microphone and get someone else up in here.
that's our issue. We only have 2 microphones, so it's a little
Yeah.
hard to have 3 people, or just
Or
more than 2.
Yeah.
Just more than 2.
2 heads, 2 microphones. Uh-oh.
Oh no, but that's
Anyway.
okay.
Patreon.com/two5.com.
Yeah, Patreon.com/two5.com.
You're right. I fucked up. Patreon.com/TWO5. Like
Y'all
the
get
number.
the gist. Or if you want to, see more like weird updates, you can always go to twitter.com@two5cast, TWO5CAST.
Hey, are you active on that Twitter?
No, I don't know what to do.
No, what
other
you
than-
say is yes, because it's been 2 weeks and you're going to be active starting right now, right, buddy?
You're right. I'm trying to figure out how to not make it just a dumping ground. I got it. Send in fun stuff. We'll have a party on the Twitter.
Party on the Twitter, y'all. All right, bye.
Oh, bye.
All right, we're just going to delete that one and start over.